Hi everyone, this is the video for Graphs section 6. Before we get into this video, I just wanted to let you know that images of the worksheet as well as the answer sheet can be found on my Instagram page. The link to this is in the description box below. Okay, let's get started. So this worksheet is all about circles. So the first thing to learn is the standard equation for a circle. This is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, where r is the radius of a circle. Remember, the radius is the distance between the centre of the circle and the outside of the circle.
Right, so here is a standard equation of a circle with centre 0, 0 and radius r, this r here. So if we were given the equation x squared plus y squared equals 36, first you can see that this equation is that of a circle with centre 0, 0 and r squared is equal to 36. Now if r squared is equal to 36, then r must be equal to 6, since 6 squared is equal to 36. So the radius of this circle must be 6. If this equation is drawn on a graph, then it looks like this. This is the circle with centre 0, 0, and you can see that the distance between the centre and the edge of the circle is always 6, i.e. the radius of the circle is 6.
Okay, now we know these basic topics, let's go through some standard questions that you might get to do with circles. So an examiner might ask you to write out the equation and the radius of a circle if they just tell you the circle's centre point and also a point that the circle passes through.
Right, let's look at the example. So the question says, the coordinate -3, 4 lies on a circle with centre 0, 0. Find the radius and equation for the circle. Okay, so what you do is you look at the question, you break down the information. First, I like to think about what I need to find. So I need to find the radius and the equation for the circle. I know and you know that the standard equation for a circle with centre 0, 0 is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So let's just go ahead and write that down first. So the equation is going to look like this. This is what we need to find, but instead of this r squared here, we actually have to find a number. Now the information must tell us how to find that. So how do we find r squared? Well, we have this other bit of information that the circle passes through the coordinate -3 and 4. What that means is x equal to -3 and y equal to 4 is a solution to our equation of the circle that we're trying to find. Because it's a solution, we can actually plug these values into here and then solve to find r squared. So we can take this -3 and replace this x with -3. And we can take this 4 and replace this y with 4. Therefore, we just have numbers here and one unknown here. So we'd be able to find r. So that's what I've written here. So let's go ahead and plug these values into this equation. So x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared becomes -3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to r squared. Well, -3 squared is 9 and 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. So we have r squared is equal to 25. So r is equal to the square root of 25, which is equal to plus or minus 5. Now, it doesn't make sense to have a negative radius, therefore we'll take the positive solution. So we have r is equal to 5. The radius of the circle is 5. Well, brilliant. Now we know that, we can write down the equation for the circle that we were trying to find. So the equation of the circle is x squared plus y squared is equal to 25. We found the radius and therefore we found the equation of the circle.
Okay, and the next section of the circle worksheet is to do with tangents. Now, a tangent to a circle is a straight line that touches the circle at a certain point.
So here's a diagram to go with what I've just said. Let's zoom in a bit, shall we? There we go. Right, so the black line is a circle, and this line here is the tangent, and the tangent meets the circle at this blue point here. Now this purple line here is actually a radius line. It is a radius line that passes through the centre and the point, this point here, at which the tangent and the circle meet. And one key bit of information that you need to learn is that this radius line here is always perpendicular to the tangent line. And you can kind of see it in this diagram. You can see that, yeah, this is a right angle. So always remember that a tangent to a circle at a point P has a gradient that is perpendicular to the radius of the circle that passes through the centre and that point P. Learn it.
So a harder question that you might get on the circle topic is an examiner might give you the equation of a circle and tell you to find the equation of the tangent that meets the circle at a given point.
The question says, find the equation of the tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared is equal to 100 at the point 6, 8. So we are looking for the equation of the tangent line. The tangent line is a straight line. So you're going to need the knowledge of a general straight line equation, which is y is equal to mx plus c. And we need to find m and c. M is the gradient of the tangent and c is the y-intercept. The first thing we need to start with is finding the gradient. Again, we need to use this knowledge about radius lines and tangent lines and how they are perpendicular. So in order to find the tangent, we need to learn something about the radius line. So the circle with equation x squared plus y squared is equal to 100 has centre 0, 0. It's that standard circle equation, and its radius is the square root of 100, i.e. its radius is 10. Now the radius line that we're interested in passes between the centre 0, 0 and the point 6, 8. Because we know it goes through these 2 points, we can actually work out the equation of the radius line. We don't actually need to know the full equation. What we do need to know is the gradient. Because if we know the gradient of the radius line, we can find out the gradient of the tangent line, because the gradient of the tangent line is perpendicular to the gradient of the radius line. So let's go ahead and find the gradient of the radius line. And to do this, we need to use the gradient formula, which you should remember from a previous graphs worksheet. So here we go. I've written a little m and then an r underneath to show it's the gradient of the radius line. And it's equal to y1 minus y2 all over x1 minus x2. y1 is this 0 here, so it goes there. y2 is 8, and that comes from that coordinate. x1 is this 0 here, and x2 is this 6, which is there. And this just simplifies down to 4 over 3. So this is the gradient of the radius line. Now, as I said, the tangent line is a straight line, i.e. it has the equation y is equal to mx plus c. And we know that the tangent line is perpendicular to the radius line, which means because we know the gradient of the radius line, we actually now know the gradient of the tangent line. So here we go. The tangent is a straight line, so its equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. The tangent is perpendicular to the radius line, therefore m is equal to minus 3 over 4, i.e. the gradient of the tangent line is minus 3 over 4, and you can see that is this fraction times by minus 1 and flipped upside down. And we know they're perpendicular because if you take this gradient and multiply it to that gradient, you get minus 1, and that is the criteria for two lines to be perpendicular. As I said, I've gone over this in a previous graphs topic, so if you're not confident with that, I'd advise going to check that out. In fact, I'll link it down below that video. So here we go. We know the tangent line so far is y is equal to minus 3 over 4x plus c. So now all we need to find is this c. In order to find c, we can utilise a bit of information that we have. We know that the tangent line passes through this point 6, 8. That means x equals 6 and y equals 8 is a solution to this equation. Therefore, we can put 8 here instead of y, and we can put 6 here instead of x, and we can solve for c. So that's what I've done here. We've got y is equal to minus 3 over 4x plus c. So we get 8 is equal to bracketed minus 3 over 4 times by 6 plus c. Rearranging gives c is equal to 25 over 2. I like to keep things as fractions, but you could write this as 12.5 if you wanted to. Brilliant. Now we know c, we can finally write the equation for the tangent line. And here it is. Y is equal to minus 3 over 4x plus 25 over 2. Right, that's pretty much it for this video and worksheet. So I've got a few questions here laid out. So if you wanted to test your knowledge, you can try these out.
Okay, that's everything on the circles worksheet. As I said, on my Instagram page, there is an image of the answer sheet which gives not just the answers but all the workings to do with these questions that are provided. So definitely head over there if you try those questions out, and thanks for watching.